So this is the third and final video for solving systems by elimination, and this one's solving using multiplication. So the example and U-try are separated on or in this video. So it says solve using multiplication first. What this means is that, again, as we have already learned, the goal for elimination is that the variables cancel out when you add your columns together between the two equations in the system. And with multiplication, you'll notice in the system itself that nothing can cancel out. If we were just to go straight through and start adding these columns together, nothing would be removed, and we would still end up with two variables. Because of this, the multiplication process came into play. So what you're going to do is alter one or both of these equations in order to produce a new system that the variables can cancel from. So what we can do is multiply. So we can pick whichever variable you want, either the x or the y. So it doesn't matter. Once you pick one, you have to figure out what their lowest or least common multiple is in order to figure it out. Between 7 and 5, it's going to end up being 35, which is 7 times 5. But with 8 and 12, the smallest would be 24. Because you can get that quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my y's. I'm going to multiply the top by 2, because 2 times 12 is 24. I'm going to multiply the bottom by negative 3. The reason why I'm going to make it negative is because currently the y's are both minus. We need them again to be opposites in order for them to cancel out. So now that I'm ready to go, all I need to do is start multiplying through. So 2 times 7 is 14x. 2 times 12 is negative 24y. 2 times 22 is equal to negative 44. 3 times 5 is negative 15x. 3 times negative 8 is plus 24y. And then 3 times 14 is 42. And it'll be positive because it's negative times a negative would make a positive. From here, start by doing the addition. So 14x plus a negative 15x would be negative x. Negative 24y plus 24y, those will cancel. And negative 42 plus 42 would be negative 2. Divide by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1, and you're going to get x is equal to 2. You'll notice that once you have the system set up correctly so that a variable cancels out, the rest of the math is usually pretty straightforward. It kind of becomes the same every single time. So in this case, we just had to do a little bit more work to set it up because we had to alter both equations in order to cancel out that variable. So from here, now that we have x, we need to plug it into one of the original two. Again, does not matter which one. So 5 times 2 minus 8y is equal to negative 14. 10 minus 8y is equal to negative 14. Subtract 10. Negative 8y is equal to negative 24. Divide by negative 8. And y is equal to a positive 3. And again, the very, very last step is to write our solution as an ordered pair. You can always check it. The easiest way to check is to take it and plug it into the second equation, the one that you didn't use to finish the solving, in order to make sure that the points still work. So 7 times 2 minus 12 times 3 should equal to negative 22. 7 times 2 is 14, minus 12 times 3 is 36, is negative 22. And this does work. Negative 22 is equal to negative 22, so it checks out. Okay, so again, the very, very first step for using multiplication first is to alter one or both, in this case, equations in order to make sure that we can eliminate one of our variables. And again, in this case, I chose to eliminate the y's. Please don't be afraid to eliminate x if x shows to have an easier way to do so. Don't always go for y just because you want to have a force of habit. That can lead to ugly numbers. So if you can get rid of x, go ahead and get rid of x. So here's your U-try. Says example still. Oops. So your U-try says, again, to solve using multiplication first. 2x plus 5y is equal to 26, and then negative 3x minus 4y is equal to negative 25. And then one last thing, you may want to write this down, pause and write these down, or at least read it. This is just some quick stuff with regards to the three methods that we have learned for solving using elimination, or substitution or graphing. It's all three methods in one nice chart. So I highly suggest that you either read it, write it, or whatever it is that you think you need to do. But just ignoring it is probably not the smartest thing, since these three things are the primary ways of solving systems. And that is the end of the final video.